Deborah Donovan, Chair of Data Governance Committee, present in Jackson, Mississippi. This special called meeting of the Data Governance Committee is being held today, Friday, June 10th, 2022 at 3 p.m. pursuant to Mississippi Code annotated section 25415 with committee members present via teleconference. The notice of this meeting included the date, time, place, and purpose has been posted, and an audio recording is being made of this meeting, and minutes of this meeting will be recorded. Because this is a virtual meeting, please, all voting data owners or their proxies, please have your cameras on. And we also ask that you please keep your microphone on mute when not speaking. Okay. As I call the names of the voting committee members, please state the location of your presence, city, and state for the meeting. Alan Burrow.
Alan Burrow, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Melissa Biggs. Don't see her. Okay. Rosia Harris. Rosilia Harris.
I don't think she can hear you for some reason.
Yeah, I see her, but
I see her.
okay. Tina or somebody, will you chat Rosilia? Okay, I'll come back to her. Danny Rochelle. Is there a proxy for compulsory attendance? No. Okay. Jill Dent.
Jill Dent, Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Elizabeth Simmons for elementary ed.
Elizabeth Simmons, Jackson, Mississippi.
Judy Nelson.
Judy Nelson, Mississippi Department of Education, Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Scott Clements.
Scott Clements, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
Dexter Brookins. Okay. Kristen Wynn.
Hey, this is Laurie Weathersby here for Kristen Wynn in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay. Thank you. Monique Corley. Lee Johnson.
Lee Johnson, Jackson, Mississippi.
Donna Hales.
Donna Hales, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
Brian McGarty, or a proxy for Brian.
John McGregor, proxy for Brian McGarty, Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Sheila Franklin Bowie.
Sheila Franklin Bowie, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
Thank you. Sandra Robertson.
Sandra Robertson, Jackson, Mississippi, Central High School.
Thank you. Tammy Crissetti.
Tammy Crissetti, Jackson, Mississippi.
Daryl Latham, proxy for special ed.
Yes, Daryl Latham, Jackson, Mississippi.
Wendy Clemens.
Wendy Clemens, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
Jackie Samsel. Okay. Corey Murphy.
Corey Murphy, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
And Elizabeth Simmons for textbooks.
Elizabeth Simmons, Jackson, Mississippi.
Great, thank you. Roselia, was Roselia able to join again or get audio connected?
Hey, Deborah.
She's
Hey.
having to call in.
Okay. All right. And Melissa, can you state your location?
Yes, Melissa Biggs, proxy for Joanne Malone, Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Great. Oh, and Sarita Donaldson.
Sarita Donaldson, MDE, Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Matt Schaff, proxy for Dr. Jeanette Smith, Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay. Thank you. All right, a quorum of the committee is present at the location stated for conducting a meeting through teleconference means. All right. I have an approval of the agenda for today's meeting. I entertain a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved. This is Wendy.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second, Lee Johnson.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have a few items for approval on today's agenda. I'm going to come back to CTE for Roselia to present hers. We'll give her some time to work out her connection issues or her audio issues. So let's start with School Financial Services, Letitia Johnson and Sheila Franklin Buie. Can you briefly describe your change order request?
Yes, good afternoon. The Office of School Financial Services, we are presenting a change order request to modify the formula for indirect cost rates. There is an exception from the Office of Management and Budget that exclude those funds that would deny indirect costs to districts for the state of Mississippi. That will be our EDLA funds and our House Bill 1788 funds. We are to remove those expenses from the direct costs base of the indirect cost formula. So we're asking that those changes be made to the indirect cost calculation rate application in MSIS.
Okay. Any questions from other members? Right. And the Change Control Board recommendation was to approve this request. So if there's no other questions, I'll entertain a motion for approval of this request.
So move, Corey Murphy.
Thank you. Do I
And
have a
second, Dexter Brookins.
Thank you, Dexter. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Okay, next up, I have for special education, Daryl Latham.
Yes, the Office of Special Education would like to be able to identify special education students that receive CEIS, which is Coordinated Early Intervening Services. Currently, only general education students could be identified as receiving CEIS. However, federal changes to the law now allow special education students to receive the CEIS. So we're wanting a indicator box in MSIS to identify the students with these disabilities that are receiving the CEIS. Because currently MSIS only allows the CEIS indicator box to be checked for students without disabilities.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the committee? in that change?
Yes, has the district been notified of the change in regulations?
Yes.
I'm just wondering because this is part of the package and the vendors are gonna have to be notified so they can make the adjustments.
Yes, because they're currently working with special education students now that have been significantly disproportionate.
Okay, any other questions? All right. And the Change Control Board also approved this request. So I'll entertain a motion for approval of the special education change request.
Wendy Clemens moves to accept.
Thank you.
Donna Hale, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. See if we have, is Rosilia, are you on and able to access audio?
Good afternoon, Deborah. Can you hear me?
I can. Thank you, Rosilia.
Okay. I'm on. For the record, I would like to state my location. It's the CTE FFA Center in Raymond, Mississippi.
Thank you, Rosilia. Okay, can you briefly discuss your change order request?
Certainly, the Office of Career and Technical Education has before the committee this afternoon a request to add a performance indicator to our quality measurements for career and technical education. The office is responsible for implementing the Carl D. Perkins program for the state, and we have a statewide task force that's a part of that adoption process. Initially, the task force voted to have one quality indicator for the state. The statute allows for 3 quality measures. The states can choose 1 or more items for reporting quality. The State Board of Education voted in December of 2021 to add an additional quality measure, work-based learning. And we had public hearings and a comment period during January of 2022. And we're now requesting to add that quality measure to our annual reporting information for CTE. And you should have documentation regarding the board item and information on that measure. It is measure 5S3, again, to begin collecting data related to work-based learning for career and technical education, and include that as a part of our quality measuring items for the state.
Thank you, Rosilia. Are there any questions?
Are we receiving the work-based learning scores from a vendor, or will the districts be submitting this information?
Hi, Sarita. The RCU will be submitting a file with that information.
Any other questions? And the Change Control Board recommendation was to approve this request. So I'll entertain a motion for approval from the committee.
So moved, Lee Johnson.
Oh, go ahead.
I've got you down as a second, Mathis. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Great, thank you. Motion carries. Okay, the last item on the agenda is course codes. Tammy Crissetti and or Chancey Fort.
Hey, Deborah, thank you. This is Tammy Crissetti. We have some course codes that we have submitted for some new courses to be accepted for this new coming school year 22-23. We have some in our media arts courses. We also have some in our MOCA courses. Those are resubmissions as well. Then we have a newcomer English learner for that's grade 7 and 8, and that would be under our EL, English language learners. And then we also have CTE, some courses there. So they have all submitted the proper documentation and all the proper signatures have been there. And so we would just like to submit before the board for these to be accepted for the new school year 22-23.
Thank you, Tammy. Any questions on those? Okay, and Change Control Board has approved those requests. Is there a motion for approval of the new course codes?
So move Corey Murphy.
Thank you. Second?
Second. Dexter Brookins, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. Any opposed? Great, motion carries. Great, thank you. That's the end of our agenda, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Wendy Clemens, so move.
Thank you, Wendy.
Missy Biggs, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye.